All right, hey, it's Chuck from Gaming Nexus, and we just wrapped up day 2 of E3 2014. Travis and I both had a chance to sit down and see probably the best looking game today, and that was
Witcher 3, hands down.
you did. That was sweet. They showed an extended gameplay trailer, and I think what's really kind of cool is they talked about like the consequence system in there. And what were your kind of your impressions of seeing the footage?
I knew it was going to be open world, but I think we truly got a grasp of how large this world is going to be. I mean, they zoomed out the map at one point and panned across only part of it.
Yeah.
And that was massive. I mean, and I think you described it best. It's the next Skyrim.
Yeah, it really felt like Skyrim. I mean, they walk into this like this huge, living, breathing city, and you could explore the entire thing. And then, then they kind of pulled out, and you're outside the city, and now it's in the background. But what I really liked was the fact that there were like no loading screens. I mean, there's a bit of a transition when you did the fast travel from one area to the next. And I love the fast travel kind of implementation that you go up to a road sign rather than just pulling up a button or something like that. That was pretty cool. What else did you like about it?
The combat in this one seemed a lot more fluid than past series. I mean, everything from how he moves around to the magic he incorporates, the Witcher signs, even to small details that I noticed once where they fought over a swamp area.
Yeah.
And one enemy got sliced, and the blood dripped into the water, and the water turned red. I mean, just that little attention to detail was huge.
I thought it was cool. The music was just outstanding. They look, if you know, I still have it got it going in my head right now. I thought that was really kind of cool. It's a full orchestral score. They've done a lot of really good work with the audio. I think it's a really solid piece of work. So, what else did you see today?
I saw Obsidian's Armored Warfare upcoming free-to-play MMO. I think it's kind of their answer to the current World of Tanks and that whole series. I was pleasantly surprised that, I mean, it's only in beta right now, but the combat felt really solid. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I'm excited for that one to come out.
Now, is that like modern tanks and weapons, or is it kind of like World War II era, like World Tanks?
They showed all modern. They didn't mention any World War II or past. But a neat thing that they talked about was they said they spent thousands of dollars on research to model the tanks, make sure that they're realistic physics, which I think is a step up above other ones in the competition right now.
It's funny. I saw in the game yesterday called War Thunder, which is also kind of seems to be going after that World of Tanks. I mean, World of Tanks is really kind of the big mark. I mean, they're like 100 million, something like that. Maybe it's not 100 million. Yeah, but they're making like money hand over fist. And so it's not, it's natural for people to go after this. No, what's different about War Thunder, it's you can pilot up to 500 different vehicles. It's in that World War II genre. But what they do is like where World of Warcraft World of Tanks has separated out like their plane game, or they've World of Tanks, there's World of Warplanes, and now World of Battleships, which is something I saw today. War Thunder puts everything in one level. So you can have like, you can be a plane strafing tanks, you can be anti-air, kind of fighting back and forth, and they've got Oculus VR support. The other kind of cool thing about War Thunder is that it's all persistent. So if you're playing on the PC, you're playing against Linux users, and you're playing against other people. So it's kind of a nice complete experience. All right, so Travis, you stopped by Ubisoft today. What did you see?
I saw Assassin's Creed Unity, I saw The Crew, as well as Division.
So talk to me about Division, because that looked really, really good.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the new gameplay trailer yet, but they showed that as well as a good probably 20-minute actually live demo of it. And
people actually playing the game.
Yes, they had actually 2 people, as well as a third person on a tablet for the drone above. Yeah, it was real gameplay, and it looked exactly the same as the trailers before. It's really impressive. No BS. It was the true thing.
Awesome. So what really impressed you about the game? Or what can you describe a little bit real quick?
Yep, so they showed off, they started off to show that you can establish your base of operations in the Division, which will act as kind of a base for your crew to upgrade their gear, and really a safe point in New York City. And in addition to that, they showed some of the interface where you can click your map, and it actually shows a hologram of the map around your character, which is really impressive. Some other things they showed off were actually they went and battled some bandits, which is also impressive. But just the level of detail, and I think the same I saw in Assassin's Creed Unity as well. Is just, I think we finally reached this point where next gen is next gen.
Yeah. So what did you really like about Unity?
Unity, unfortunately, didn't show off any of the 4-player co-op, which I was kind of disappointed in. But it was the same demo that we saw at the Ubisoft E3 press conference. But I learned more about that it's their largest world yet, an Assassin's Creed game. And actually, what impressed me is we didn't really hear about this yet, but they actually revamped the controls to make them even more simple. What impressed me the most was they've made combat actually difficult now. You can't just take on one guy at a time. Multiple people will actually confront you. So they say it's far more difficult. You actually have to plan to go into battles. But also, same as Division, the textures. I mean, even the developer pointed out to me that there's a glass bottle, and you could see the reflection of the room within it. I mean, it was impressive.
That's pretty stunning. And then you and I went and saw the Telltale's booth and looked at Tales from the Borderlands, which is their new kind of franchise.
Yep.
What did you think of that?
I'm a big fan of their past video games. So I think the characters, the two characters they had, Fiona and
Rice.
Yep. Both of them they had a signature Telltale kind of humor plus Borderlands. What do you think about like the story that they had set
I
up?
thought it was really interesting. They kind of tell the story of Reese, and who's this kind of Hyperion officer who's kind of trying to replace Handsome Jack, and he's very Handsome Jack-like in terms of his appearance, being kind of the bionic and with implants, and then kind of his attitude and aggressiveness. And then he's got actual friends that kind of help level him out a bit.
Yep.
But the sense of humor was really there, and it was a nice merger of like the chocolate of Telltale games and the peanut butter of Borderlands.
Yep.